Generative AI. I mean, it feels like it's absolutely everywhere, right? It's writing essays, it's creating art. This technology is just moving at a mind-blowing speed. And you know what? It's changing the game for how we learn and how we're going to work. So the big question is, how do you navigate all of this? Let's dive in and figure it out together.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to cut right through all the hype. First, we'll get a handle on what generative AI really is. Then, we'll look at how it can basically become your own personal tutor. After that, we'll talk about your future career, because this stuff matters. We'll also uncover some of those hidden risks you need to know about. And finally, wrap up with how to use this incredible power with total integrity.
Okay, so let's start at square one. You've heard the term generative AI a million times, I'm sure. But what actually makes this new wave of AI so different from, the AI we've been using for years?
Okay, this slide really nails the key difference. Think about traditional AI like your spam filter or Netflix recommendations. It looks at a ton of existing data and makes a decision or a prediction based on it. It's analytical. But generative AI? Well, it's a creator. It studies patterns from mountains of data. Text, code, images, you name it, and then it uses those patterns to make something completely new. So it's not just recognizing a picture of a cat, it's dreaming up a brand new cat that has never, ever existed before.
And because of this, we've seen a total explosion of new tools. Seriously, it's so much more than just ChatGPT. We're talking about platforms that can generate video, compose music, create stunning designs. The list goes on. This isn't some sci-fi thing anymore. It's a massive ecosystem of tools that you can go and use right now. So, what does all this tech wizardry mean for you in the classroom? Let's get practical and see how you can actually use these tools to learn smarter. Not just, get the answers.
And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The biggest fear is that AI is just a high-tech way to cheat. But what if we look at it from a different angle? What if you stop seeing it as an answer machine and start thinking of it as your learning partner?
When you use it the right way, AI is an unbelievable co-pilot for your education. It can take a super complex idea from your physics class and explain it with a simple analogy. It can give you instant feedback on your essay's grammar or be a brainstorming buddy when you're totally stuck. It can even help you map out a custom study schedule. See, the goal here is to support your learning, not to do it for you.
And this is just a perfect example of how easy it can be. Look at this prompt, asking the AI to break down how to cite sources for a 13-year-old. It's not writing the bibliography for them, it's teaching them the process, step by step. That's not cheating, that's empowerment. It's like having a guide right when you need it most.
Okay, so you're getting the hang of it in school. Great. But why does this really matter long term? Well, because the skills you're picking up right now, they are directly tied to your future career success.
Now, this quote might come as a bit of a reality check. I know the early hype was all about becoming a prompt engineer, but things have moved on really, really fast. Companies aren't looking for someone who can just write a clever prompt into a chatbot anymore. They're looking for something way more substantial.
And that something is what people are starting to call an AI generalist. This isn't about just mastering one tool. It's about being a true problem solver. It's about understanding which AI model is the right tool for the job, figuring out how to plug it into a bigger system, and actually building a real solution to a complex business problem from start to finish.
So what does that mean for you? It means that building a simple chatbot based on a tutorial just isn't going to cut it anymore. A portfolio that's going to get you a job in 2025 has to show you can think like an engineer. It needs to prove you can wrestle with messy, real-world data, design the architecture for a whole system, and deliver something that actually works and creates value.
Now, with all of this amazing power comes some pretty big responsibility. This tech is far from perfect, and we have to be really clear-eyed about the serious ethical challenges that come along for the ride.
This chart here comes from a big review of academic research, and it gives us a really clear map of the danger zones. It breaks the risks down into 4 main categories: algorithmic bias, data privacy, misinformation, and everything related to plagiarism and intellectual property.
So let's quickly unpack these. Algorithmic bias happens when an AI is trained on biased data from the past, and then it just repeats those same biases. Think of a hiring tool that unfairly screens out certain groups of people. Data privacy, especially with student data, is a huge one. Misinformation? Well, with deepfakes, it's never been easier to create and spread fake content that looks real. And finally, there's that massive blurry question, who actually owns AI-generated content?
For anyone in school right now,
This is probably the biggest and most immediate ethical challenge. Simply taking what an AI generates and turning it in as your own work? Yeah, that's plagiarism. It completely undermines the whole point of doing the work, and you can bet that schools are taking it very, very seriously. The trick is to know where that line is and how not to cross it.
Okay, so we know the risks. Now what? How do we actually move forward and use this tech in a way that's not just powerful, but also responsible and, well, ethical?
Honestly, the answer boils down to one word: transparency. If you use an AI tool to help you out, you have to cite it, just like you'd cite a book or a website. And it's not that hard. Here's a super clear example in APA style. You just treat the tool, like Bard or ChatGPT, as the author. You put the date you got the content, and you can even add a little description of the prompt you used. See? It's straightforward, and most importantly, it's honest. So yeah, the bottom line is this: be transparent. Be crystal clear about when and how you're using these tools. Always respect copyright and intellectual property. And the big one? Always check your school or university's specific rules on academic integrity. They have guidelines for a reason, and it's on you to know them and follow them.
At the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to. This technology is a tool. It's an unbelievably powerful co-pilot that can help you learn faster and build incredible things. But you are still the pilot. You are the one at the controls. So the only question left is, where are you going to steer?